Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In a jaw-dropping turn of events that has Sister Wives fans reeling, Kody Brown has reportedly exploded in rage after a deeply personal and long-hidden truth from Meri Brown leaked to the public. And if that wasn't shocking enough, whispers from insiders and cryptic social media clues are now suggesting that Robyn Brown, Kody's only remaining wife, may have been actively sabotaging Meri's graceful exit from the plural family all along. The betrayal, the emotional chaos, and the explosive fallout have reached such a boiling point that fans are wondering, has Meri now been banned from the Brown inner circle for good? And if so, is Robyn pulling strings behind the scenes to keep her out for selfish, even sinister reasons? While the family has fractured over time, it was assumed that everyone, at least publicly, was trying to maintain some sense of mature distance and closure, but this latest drama rips the curtain wide open on a far more manipulative, heartbreaking dynamic. And Kody's reaction? Well, insiders claim he didn't just rage privately, he may have actually told members of the family to block, isolate, and ban Meri from anything Brown-related going forward. And it all started when Meri, after years of silence, decided to tell the truth, a truth that now threatens to destroy what little credibility Kody and Robyn still have. Let's rewind. Meri Brown has long been painted as the loyal, long-suffering wife who stayed far past the point of heartbreak. Her spiritual marriage to Kody was the foundation of the Brown family, but after her catfishing scandal, years of neglect, and Kody's brutal comments that he had no romantic interest in her, she slowly began to fade into the background of the show. But Meri didn't leave quietly. She didn't explode or expose secrets on a whim. She bided her time. She reconnected with herself. She started a bed and breakfast. She focused on her LuLaRoe business. And she healed on her own terms. So when Meri recently shared a raw, vulnerable post online talking about the emotional isolation she endured, the way she was cut off emotionally and spiritually long before I ever said goodbye, it sent shockwaves through the fandom, but it infuriated Kody. According to sources close to the family, Kody viewed Meri's confession as a betrayal, accusing her of twisting the narrative and exposing private family dynamics just to get attention. But what fans saw was a woman finally speaking her truth. And they rallied behind her. But behind the scenes, Kody wasn't just angry, he was vengeful. Insiders claim Kody immediately called a meeting with his adult children and remaining allies and said he didn't want drama makers around anymore. Translation: Meri was no longer welcome. Not at birthdays. Not at holidays. Not at the Coyote Pass discussions. She was effectively banned. And that might have been the end of it. Except Robyn reportedly wasn't just passively watching this all unfold. She was allegedly actively fueling the fire. According to one family insider, Robyn had been subtly undermining Meri's exit plan for months, discouraging Kody from having any private one-on-one conversations with Meri, interfering with group texts, and even blocking Meri from accessing old family content and digital albums. One source said, Robyn didn't want Meri to have any of the old Brown family photos stored online. She said it was triggering. But Meri just wanted memories. The pettiness was shocking. And it paints a clear picture. While Meri was working toward a peaceful goodbye, Robyn may have been working behind the scenes to erase her altogether. And then came the final blow. When Meri posted what fans are now calling her truth bomb, a post that didn't name names but alluded to manipulation, favoritism, and someone pretending to be a sister while playing queen behind the scenes, the fandom immediately connected the dots. Was this about Robyn? Most believe it was. And Kody, reportedly shown the post by Robyn herself, lost it. Sources say Kody yelled that Meri was lucky she wasn't being sued for defamation, though no legal action was taken. Still, what followed was even worse. Meri was cut off completely. One of the adult children allegedly tried to invite Meri to a group event, only for Kody to demand they disinvite her or choose sides. Even more telling, Meri was not included in a recent group photo from a Brown family gathering in Flagstaff, something she used to always be part of, even after the separations. The symbolism was clear. Meri was out. And Robyn was the gatekeeper. It's devastating, really. After everything Meri endured, being Kody's first, being pushed aside, being publicly humiliated, she now faces exile for simply being honest about her journey. And Robyn, once portrayed as the sweet, peacemaking sister wife, is now seen by many as the architect of Meri's erasure. Social media has exploded with fans calling out Robyn for her hypocrisy, how she claimed she wanted sisterhood, but pushed Meri out as soon as she became inconvenient. And Kody? He continues to double down, refusing to take any responsibility for Meri's emotional isolation or his blatant favoritism. Instead, he paints himself as the victim, saying Meri is destroying the family's privacy by going public. But what privacy is left? The show has aired everything from verbal insults to financial betrayals. What Meri did wasn't betrayal, it was clarity. And it's long overdue. Now, fans are rising in defense of Meri, flooding her posts with messages of support, begging her to write a memoir, urging her to spill everything about her time in the family. But true to her character, Meri isn't retaliating with hate. She's posting about strength, peace, letting go, and moving on. But her silence only fuels more speculation, because if she's been banned, if she's truly cut off, then Robyn and Kody's image as the remaining stable couple is imploding fast. They can't keep blaming the ex-wives when the truth keeps leaking, especially now that Meri has hinted there's even more she hasn't said. Could Robyn have manipulated texts? Hidden finances? Controlled access to family resources? Fans want answers. And Meri might just be the one to finally reveal it all.
So what now?
For Meri, there's freedom, even in the heartbreak. She's out. She's not shackled to the toxic hierarchy of Kody's crumbling kingdom. But the emotional weight of being banned, of being erased by the very family she helped build, is real. And for Robyn, the mask is slipping. Fans are seeing through the tears, the shaky voice, the self-appointed role as peacemaker. Because peacekeepers don't sabotage women trying to leave with dignity. Peacekeepers don't isolate, erase, and manipulate. And for Kody, his outburst may be the beginning of his final undoing. He's alienated Christine, pushed away Janelle, and now turned on Meri. Who's left to blame? The tide is turning. The narrative is shifting. And Meri Brown, once the sidelined, silenced first wife, is emerging as the most resilient figure of all. No longer afraid. No longer quiet. No longer part of a family that only loved her when she was obedient. The truth is out, and the empire of illusions Kody and Robyn built is cracking fast. Banned or not, Meri has already won. Because she has her truth. And the world is finally listening. Kody Brown considered his marriage to Meri Brown to be unpleasant. Kody revealed that he and Meri didn't truly know each other when they were legally wed at the age of 19 and spiritually wed at the age of 21, respectively. They finally filed for divorce in 2014 so that Kody could legally adopt Robyn's 3 eldest children from her prior marriage. She was really different when we got married, and I believe that Meri had some baggage that I was unaware of, Kody stated. Initially, I felt like I could live with it. Everything was a fight, he said, adding, I can't live in a world where she is constantly angry at me. However, he was unable to escape. He cannot ask for a divorce if he wishes to be faithful and in his faith. A man in a plural marriage informed Kody. It's illegal. Thus, I was unable to end that relationship. However, I wasn't certain that I wanted to break off the contact. I want to know if we could save it and fix it. He admitted that Meri's conviction that everything would be fixed was the reason behind the muddled communications. But Kody said, when they were together, she wasn't interesting, fun, nice, or lovely. I'm trying to be curious with her because I'm bored. But I didn't kick me out, he claimed, admitting that he could sympathize with Meri's feelings of desertion. Christine, Janelle, and Meri all agreed that I should leave the house. Meri Brown's wish for a spiritual divorce was not shared by Kody Brown. Even though Janelle and Christine felt they didn't need to divorce Kody since their marriage was never legal, Meri asked their church for an official separation or release in late 2022. She stated unequivocally in the September 22nd episode that each of us 4 ladies married Kody through our church. We referred to it as a covenant, but naturally, not everyone is able to be legally married. Since we don't want to get married, and I don't want to be legally bound to him if he doesn't want me, I think it would be better to break up with him. And I've come to the conclusion that we should just forget about this completely. Because he did not want to acknowledge the authority of the church officials, she continued, Kody was against the idea. Kody stated, the damage was done so badly that we're not going to reconcile no matter what, referring to his stance. But I don't want to answer to this religion and its absurdity, since we are answerable to God. Since becoming upset with Meri will only result in a quarrel, I'm going to let her go and let her do as she pleases. And it took her a while to realize that I only needed her to go because it had been done and over for years. A large number of Kody Brown's kids don't talk to each other. A text message argument concerning a 2021 holiday gift exchange turned particularly ugly for the 18 Brown kids. Christine clarified, it all went bad, it all went south. On one side were Robyn, Kody, and their kids, who didn't want to talk to Janelle, myself, or our kids. And there was a divide after this text thread. According to Robyn, her 3 older kids suggested that they cut ties with the relationship because they felt the chat was emotionally unsafe. But it was never anything about, we don't want to see you again, we don't want anything to do with you, she said. It was just about, like, hey, this got yucky. For his part, Gabriel hopes they can find each other once more. In the October 13th episode, he said, the thing I want most is to just have a relationship with Robyn's children again. In middle school, Aurora was my favorite person to hang out with. In high school, I also made a persistent effort to become close to Dayton. I'm not hopeful for a relationship with Robyn and Dad, though. Robyn Brown's kids never felt like they belonged in the family. I've been told directly, multiple circumstances by multiple different people, that I was not accepted. Aurora's mother said when she married Kody in 2010, stating that I wasn't their sister and that they didn't think or consider me that way. According to her sister Brianna, the parents could have done a better job with, connecting us as a family, and it never really happened. But how they might have extended their embrace is a mystery to Christine. As far as she was concerned, Robyn and Robyn's children were invited to everything. Just come in, I would say, come into the house whenever you want. Michael T. Brown Padron lived with Robyn's kids for a while, and her daughter Isabel Brown was close to them, she added. There were hard times and my kids were frustrated, but they always considered Robyn's kids their siblings, just the same. Janelle Brown would remarry, but Kody Brown would not. Janelle exclaimed, when it's working properly, you have this amazing family unit that you're part of, a community that you're plugged into, as she talked about the freedom that came with being married to multiple people. You have a great relationship with your husband and all the things you need. I am totally independent after that. Therefore, I thought that plural marriage was a pretty great arrangement. However, Kody would never say I do to polygamy again. In the December 1st broadcast, he said, polygamy kills emotional intimacy. It makes everybody defensive, and I really want an emotionally vulnerable, intimate relationship with a woman, and you're not going to get that in polygamy. A number of years ago, Kody Brown started to separate from Janelle Brown. Janelle says Kody had a harder time letting go of his feelings once the family relocated from Las Vegas to Arizona in 2018. On the September 29th broadcast, she stated, Kody found it a lot easier to be away when he moved to Flagstaff. A couple of times I had to remind him that he needed to come to my house. She said that he would try to beg off since he was so sleepy. I'm really tired, she remarked. You can rest at my house just as much as you can at Robyn's house, I replied. The children of Christine Brown-Woolley and Janelle Brown did not enjoy their visit to Robyn Brown's house. When Janelle talked about the separateness her family had with Robyn, she said, my children were scolded if they would open up Robyn's fridge. For Christine's kids, on the other hand, they saw that Robyn and their dad were a couple and he wasn't in our home. Robyn continued by saying that her crew was aware of the disagreement. She disclosed in the episode that aired on September 29th that Meri was very accepting of my kids and I overall, but the rest of the family really struggled to accept my kids and I. All we wanted to do was be a part of this family. Gabriel, meanwhile, would argue that he and his siblings actively sought to include them. I think that Robyn definitely has a victim complex, he said in the October 13th episode. I mean, honestly, and I don't necessarily hold her responsible for it. I think different people find different methods to keep afloat, you know. However, he continued, if she actually believes that we were mistreating her or her children in any way when she was constantly getting favorited by Dad, and we were always working on our relationship with her kids, if she actually believes that, then there's no chance of me having a relationship with Robyn ever again. Janelle Brown questioned Robyn and Kody Brown's parenting. Having their dad move between 4 different homes did affect their 18 children, as Kody explained in the September 29th episode when he and Robyn's youngest child, Ariella, who was born in January 2016, clung to his leg as he attempted to leave. When I told her, there's another wife who needs me, another mother, Kody said, I have other children who must see me. And she's yelling, don't leave me, Daddy, don't leave me, while she drags along on my legs. And my thoughts are, golly man, this is difficult. Unfortunately, Janelle emphasized, that's just a reality of plural marriage. From the very beginning, she went on, her children understood that their father would not be there all the time. I've always felt that Robyn and Kody did a bad job of handling her children's issues. Ari couldn't be gone for more than 3 or 4 days because he becomes terribly melancholy or whatever. That was a poor parenting decision, in my opinion. Throughout the family's history, the other kids have done it, and they're doing great. They are well-adjusted, mature people. The relationship between Robyn Brown and Mykelti Padron was intimate. Mykelti, a mother of 3 and one of the few Brown children still close to Robyn and Kody, along with Christine and Janelle, served as a peacekeeper during Kody's divorces. Since Mykelti first joined the Brown family, Robyn and she have been close, and in November 2022, Robyn was even asked to attend the birth of her twins, Archer and Ace. I was trying to figure out who I was when Robyn first joined the family, and she made me feel special, and she made me feel seen, Mykelti stated on the September 29th episode. Robyn was there for me whenever I needed someone. She was there for me when I needed someone to love me and listen to me. Christine, her mother, was also overjoyed. In the show from October 6th, Christine stated, it was everything that I hoped for when Robyn entered the family, and it was clear that she and Mykelti had a great relationship. When I was so excited about having a plural family, I was hoping that my kids would have a great relationship with other moms. One of Kody Brown's children was allegedly brainwashed by him. Kody thinks that more than simply his wives removed him from their lives. In the October 6th episodes, he shared his thoughts on his separation from some of his older children, saying, they're purposely leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit. I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers. He also stated that he thinks his ex-spouses bear some of the blame. This disparity in relationship with my children is specifically in my mind because of SD talk, he said. You know, well, blame Dad. The family is dissolving or whatever, so there's this downward spiral of disillusionment. Dad was wrong. He finds the name-calling disrespectful, even though he shares some of the blame. In an attempt to communicate with Gabriel, Maddie, and Hunter, Kody disclosed that one of his kids replied to a text message by saying, "You're a piece of trash," demonstrating his difficulties. "Never, ever would I speak to you again." Earlier, he told cameras, "I've had one of my kids just say, 'You're an a-hole,' in another incident. I will never again speak to you. You manipulated and brainwashed me." He also doesn't want to cope with that poison. "I'm not going to reach out forever," he said, adding that he believes his grown children ought to do more to change the situation. "I'm willing to make the effort, but somebody else is going to have to be on the other end of that and make some effort too." Robyn Brown struggled to respect Kody Brown as a mom. Robyn was deeply hurt by Kody's estrangement from his adult children. She stated at the October 6th episode, "My parents got divorced when I was little. After he and his first wife relocated to a new city, my mom lived alone. I remember asking my biological father, 'What happened? Why?' It was terrible that he only provided a slew of feeble explanations for his lack of involvement in my early years. No, she would not allow Kody's hurt feelings to stop him from trying. She said, after their contentious on-camera altercation in late 2022, that I'm having a hard time feeling like losing respect for you a little bit. Kody acknowledged that he might be doing more to strengthen his bond with his kids, but he maintained that he needed to mend his heart first. He revealed that he thinks some of his children are colluding against me. I'm so upset about what has transpired that if I speak to my children, I'm afraid they will accuse me, he said, admitting that he is currently too impetuous. I will just exacerbate the situation.